Can we quickly like model addressing mistakes? So like if I was your student and I'm looking at that first group and my answer for number 2 is after attending the program, the students improved. So Miss Sasha, this is my sentence. After attending the program, students improved academic.
Okay, and so what? So the students. I'm sorry. After attending the program, the students improved academic.
Yeah, Miss Sasha, that's my sentence.
Okay, so I guess this is what something I thought.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Is saying, okay, so students improved. How did they improve, right? And so what do we want to say? And they say, oh, well, in an academic way. Again, I may not, but in an academic way. It's like, okay, so if we're looking at improved, what form of speech is that? Improved, a verb. What do you need to describe a verb? What form do you need? Like hopefully, probably they say adjective first. I was like, no adjectives for now, but like adverb? Yes, adverb, blah, blah, blah. How would you form an adverb? How would you make academic into an adverb? I don't know if that's the thing.
So what she's doing there, right? She's not, I just want to just briefly describe what she's doing. She's not correcting the student, right? She's making them think. Right? She's asking them questions, what is this? And then the student will say, well, that's a verb. And then she'll say, well, okay, what do we use to describe a verb? So don't, if you can, don't give your students the right answer. Make them critically think about what they're doing.
Yeah, and maybe a good inherit I see, but a good thing to is that it's why. I forget that, but it's fascinating. As a researcher, it's fascinating to me to say, why do you think that? And then the idea is like, oh, okay, that actually makes sense. But no, this is actually the rule. So that Howard, please.
If the student said the student improved his...
Oh, Mike, Howard, good. Yeah, we want to capture what you say with the mic. So here we go.
No, we need your mic.
Yeah, we need.
If the student said students improved his academics,
okay.
How would you correct that?
Okay, I'm sorry, for which one? For number 2?
Number 2.
Okay, after attending the program, students improved his academics. That would be, I wouldn't correct that. I would say, okay, that's improve their academics. I would say that would be fine.
Oh.
Would you think that would be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but you...
Not his, there, right.
There.
Yeah, but if they did say his academics, then that would be then the chance to say, okay, well, what is the agreement, the pronoun agreement with students, and then so use that as an example there. But I think for me, that would be, they did it. They weren't doing, and again, this is that as a teacher, and this is that, so often,
They come up with something.
Yes, and you think it's because you came up with it, so it's the right answer, and then they come up with something, and then you have to, because they didn't come up with your answer. You're like, no, wait, that's right. So that's sometimes learning, because especially when your head's in this, right, and you come up with, right, and these are hard to do sometimes, right, and so sometimes you feel like, it took so long to come up with this, give me the answer I'm looking for, but the whole idea that was like, okay, what did they learn? And also their voice, and that's what I haven't talked about so much too, but when you start talking about clauses and run-on sentences and blah, 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 which, we're just not going to get into that too, but it's also about what do you highlight, right? So here it's like, after attending the program, the student's academic work improved. If you put the student's academic work improved after attending the program, that's not a great example of it, but it also shows what are you trying to highlight in that sentence, right? If you say the student's academic work improved after the program, it's saying, okay, the student's work, they're kind of the highlight of that sentence. If you say it this way, after attending the program, putting the program first is a way of saying, well, it's the program then that's really the attention there. There are little things that wasn't the greatest example, but do you see how that is that agency in writing, and that it's no one can tell them what to do, that they need to know these rules, and then if they want to highlight the agency, the student, they can use sentences to do that. I'm doing a whole other thing with critical literacy too, and that if you really look at how words are used to, as you know, it's an interesting way. That's another place where my dissertation is going. I didn't put it, but to say, okay, once you know this, then you have power to also see what words are doing to you and doing to others. So if you even think about historical narratives, right? Who's the agent there? Who's, and who gets subordinated? And who gets, who's part of the independent clause and who's part of the dependent clause? And what does that have to say? I'm not even going to go there now, but it's an interesting thing that's where language and power really comes in. And so it's not just In some ways, yes, it's teaching it to the test so they can get the GED and go on. But it's also what else is there? That there's a bunch that's just deeper and deeper and deeper. And for me, that's the exciting part, right? But it's also the part where those basic skills, or what we call basic skills or grammar, you need to know that in order to be empowered by it, right? If you can't, if someone wants to just give you a critical lesson and say, well, look at all these, what, people are doing or how they've arranged these sentences, and you don't really know what a noun is or a verb is, and you kind of get the idea, but you don't really get it. And so you need to know what a verb and noun and all that, so then you can do something with it, and you can see what language is being done to you as well, and then chain or whatever you want to do.